would be the hero for them.
Whether they want to turn this into a Disrupt an Naga game, or whether there's a better idea against Zeus.
Night Stalker, maybe.
I don't know. Alright, that's something different. Not too bad against Zeus these days, since you don't get damage amplified anymore with the sprint, so you can try and run at him, stun him up, and then he's basically dead with just a couple of right clicks and amplified damage. Or the Corrosive Haze, as it's called now. Beyond that,
because we have to rename it.
Yeah. Beyond that, like, this might not even be a mid-Zeus, right? That's the other thing. Picking up this early, it's almost like screaming, hey, pick counters to the Zeus, and then, just kidding, it's a 4 position. But it's still going to do a lot of damage if it gets far.
It's that flexible mid-pick. You say like, hey, we totally going mid, and then you just do the double mind games. If they counter it, you go with position 4 and take a flex pick on the 5th. That can also swap by it. Yeah, if they do not counter it, you just run a mid and win the lane. So that's pretty reasonable pick with the Zeus, but it's still a little bit. Usually we see that with like other heroes like Queen of Pain, Death Prophet, DK. That's more the heroes we see. Ooh, Slaughter, Lifestealer, dude, coming. I like that.
It's some old school stuff right there, and it's very powerful if you get that quick blink initiation, amplify damage, Lifestealer. Maybe with that old build where you go Armlet into Desolator, even more minus armor. But even if you end up having that Radiance to work with, it's into the Solar Crest. It works just as well.
Solar Crest would be a killer item already with the Slaughter on board.
So Zeus, Tusk, both of them will die to the combo for sure. Shadow Demon, pretty much is the same.
I think that is giving away a Luna though. They have to make sure that Embrance is running a duo core, otherwise they might get just hit with like a with a 5th pick Faceless Void, and then their Lifestealer will be absolutely ineffective.
Yeah.
Would also be pretty good together with the Zeus.
10 seconds.
I was thinking about that. They still have a band to work with.
5 seconds remaining.
So now, like, I wouldn't hate to see something like Lena, anything like that, or something with range for sure.
Sniper would be a good pick for Embrance. Not that good against Zeus Tusk, but Lifestealer Slaughter frontline, that is good enough to protect him. Looks a little bit better than the last time we saw the Sniper.
Yeah. For now, at least in terms of jumps, there's not too much here. The Tusk kind of tends to fall off with the snowball later on in the game, but there's still 2 more picks. If you end up going for the Sniper now, it would be synergistic with the Slaughter. Just again, minus armor is something the Sniper really likes, but it's just inviting no practice gaming to just pick up a Storm Spirit or something like that. Maybe not Storm.
I feel like Visage would be the pick for them here.
Yeah.
This looks really good. You have the Graveship to work with, already indicating the Sodacorn on an NPG. You have a good ability against the Zeus. Once you reach level 6, you just easily burst them down, and they go for a Tide. Alright, and stay offlane.
Player though, like it's not the kind of hero that you can just pick and expect someone who hasn't practiced on it to be excelling on it as much as you would want to, or as much as you could. So it's you can't just pick it and get the most out of the hero all the time. Whereas Titans are a lot more straightforward.
10 seconds.
And yeah, another Lifestealer carrier potentially if he ends up going for a Blink Dagger. But might just be that we see the same title build as last game, where we just straight up rush into their pipe against the Zeus.
Yeah, most likely. What is that mid hero for Embrance? Is it a puck? I feel like they want more Nyx bombs, but they also need a core that can back them up. Ember would come to mind, but it is a melee against the Zeus, so you might not want to do that. Gives a good defensive spell though.
The Dire get a ban.
No more Ember, never mind.
No.
Radiant's turn.
Yeah, this just gotta be a Luna core. Alright, get bad eyed, never mind. Embrance, good job.
We've not seen the Death Prophets this even last time for in Pune, right?
Didn't we have one on the safe lane? I'd be wrong on that.
Might have seen.
I'm pretty sure we saw one Death Prophet already.
Seconds.
Certainly not today, so that I wouldn't hate that too much.
Remaining.
careful
In
about
terms
it.
of watching it, yeah, but in terms of draft, I think it would be a mistake to pick it up for easy team. On the side of no practice gaming, if they go for the DP, they just get bursted down because there's so much minus armor. Slaughter and Leicester just running at her with one stun, as well as having the disruptor. If Embrance picks it up, then you have to deal with a Nyx Assassin, you have to deal with the Tusk zoning and the burst damage from the Zeus. So, not a really good pick to go for.
What's left beyond that? I mean, I guess Dragon Knight is not banned out either. So that's the other boring hero they could go for on either side.
Boring? Excuse me. He's so fun.
He got boos in Birmingham. So many boos.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little booze.
Oh, God.
But yeah, no practice gaming, what they're looking for. They're still wasting a lot of time on the last ban. Thinking that they don't want to restrict themselves too much. I feel like maybe a Troll Warlord could help them out.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Slark is the other one, because it's great against Tide, but struggles against Disruptor Slaughter.
Yeah.
So they have to wait out. Do we trust in Slark hard carry? Answer is probably no. I think Jara would be a mistake here, though.
I would say Monkey King, but that's been banned out. I mean, if you're looking for a man fight, you could just go straight back to Ursa. He has a lot of armor.
No, not an Ursa game. There's too much control this time and too much minus armor to deal with.
That's
As the slog.
Okay.
Embrance mid. What is it? Could be a Tinker. But there is already the Zeus, so that is a really hard sell. But I like it against the other heroes.
That is a big no.
Scaraf comes to mind, if they want to go a little bit more greedy. Wind Ranger still in the pool.
5 seconds remaining.
Who knows?
I'd say Sky or Wind.
Let's just say Dragon Knight.
I guess think so. Zeus and Slog.
Yeah. Don't think you have to worry too much about both of those at the same time with what you have. Oh, Lina,
Choose your
okay.
hero.
Alright, some
I
fish
saw that earlier.
sticks coming
I
up.
said Lina earlier, so still claiming that one.
Well, that makes it... Hold on, let me do the quick maths here. 140 to 1.
Pretty sure it's not correct.
It 100% is. I made the math. I just told you, I did the math, so it must be correct.
I
Alright.
don't believe that you can do math.
Wow, rude.
Yeah. Try to look it up, by the way, that keep adding halves, and pretty sure that converts to like 1 or 0 or something. So
10 seconds.
there's a complicated mathematical explanation that I knew once.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's go with the boring one.
Alright.
Alright.
Madara Slack. It's not real Madara, in case anyone hasn't picked up on that, but
But is it the real EG? We will never know.
so,
Certainly interesting lineups on both sides. I like the Nyx Assassin a lot, not only because it looks fancy, but also it offers lots of control for this tight-handed Lina down the road. Was Sun the offlane player? I believe he was, right?
I don't know. Doesn't have stun to work with. Buy himself some more time, so F says,
He's out.
"Well, you deal with that, but he can't because your TP's all the way back to
Kinetic
base.
field
So
level
currently
1.
a free
Interesting.
lane up top for now, but that also means that both these supports can't really do too much. So it's
They're gonna need
overall-
levels now in Disruptor. Disruptor level 1 kinetic field, that does nothing for you in the lane. Not even with a starter. Now you have one starter out wounds, but you have a Nyx to work with who has a stun on himself. So Slaughter will most likely not get a free stun off.
Well, if you do catch him inside the kinetic field, you should be able to just walk up and stun. Yeah. Especially when
Yeah, but he might delay it.
Rage of the impale, right click away. It's not too bad.
It's more about the stuns cancel each other out, because Slark can't really stun him without getting stunned himself by the impale. And then they just cancel, yeah, basically with the projectile, so they're gonna cancel out the stuns, but they're gonna go on stun top. Ravage.
Kinetic field, look at it not doing anything. There's a crush, couple of right clicks, body blocks, and the follow up slow. Is no stun available? Nice ice shots actually. Secure on both of them. Another crush. Can't quite get it off before the impale. Now he's on the run. Should be fine though. Banishment here. Disruption taken up. Life here. Wasn't for these shots, the next assassin would have probably took a lot more punishment than he ended up doing.
He has a pretty good region. I don't know, maybe he would have gotten out, but he's using a lot of stuns on his lane now, and Starlight's still rotating in. It's a stun there. But wow,
what I also did was just even through the region that do have. Like, that's the last tango the next assassin chewing on. Shows a lot of base region and 2 mangoes to work with, but they've been nerfed to the ground, so it's something that they have to account for. Nice shots though, he's trying to slither out base movement speed, so will be successful. Disruption keeps the life steal away, so turn this into a try-on-try situation. Leaving a tight on the left with the Slark to fend for himself, essentially. Which is good for the Tide, I would say. The stage in the game.
I don't know if it is
exactly the best laner.
He's gonna get a lot of levels, but Slark still should be able to free the farm here. It's the first blood.
The first blood start actually goes down in exchange for the next. So one for him there. V-Man, look at this right now. Slark, you didn't even want to go close to the Tide Hunter. Pre-level 6, you're very susceptible to just being out-harassed. He has 1 tango left if you compare that to the 2 of the Tide Hunter, the mango, as well as the healing cell.
Gets a lot of levels though, so he's gonna be fine in the long run, especially with that buffed region. One interesting thing is he kind of is waiting to get to the side shop with some last hits so he get the stick. As well as the Aquila up and running. Once he has those completed, he should be fine just walking up on the slate.
Stun here, but follow-up crush, and a couple more right clicks, but all just sitting in the tower. Makes assassin proving to be a little bit more resilient than they hope. At the very least, they do zone him away. Well, you'd think so, anyway.
Yeah, how's the mid lane shaping up? So Lina is still a little bit ahead, but it's getting pretty low. Bottle is coming in via the courier. It needs a little bit of time before it is there though. On the Zeus already has the soldering completed, already has the bottle completed, so slightly ahead of the Lina by a little bit of gold. And that benefits Zeus, because Zeus is usually here that loses hard early game.
Especially gets that region moon here, it's gonna be super helpful as down bottom. What support's making the rotation, Daniel? Banished up. If you get any damage in with the initial dark pack, so he's still trying to juke and jive, but body blocks are there. And barrier as well as his illusions. So Daniel, gotta be making sure this anger smashes land, but we'll just be able to walk away. This is quite something. I mean, you kind of messed up a little bit. I didn't see a pounce connect here after the disruption. So. Titan,
yeah, Slark is
the whale of a time down here.
Slark is one of these heroes that do really well against the Titan once he has levels. From I see what I'm right now is that this Nyx Assassin is doing so much space for them on the offlane. Only level 3, but he constantly forces the Disruptor and the Slaughter to just stay tall. And even going for another rune. Didn't get it, but...
He gets it. And Evil also making his way around. He really wanted that rune though for himself to fill up the bottle. Did he already use the region rune, or did he not get it? Oh, Ding Ding got the region rune.
Yeah, it was Lina. Took it straight away.
Ultimate result, so 31 and 2 to 25 and 3, just as Zeus comes back. Did use the shrine though, so doesn't walk away empty-handed of that particular rotation. Yeah.
Still having 2 spots set up.
This time solo across. Or just TP out right now. Could have had the chance, but instead it's getting some reinforcements coming in. Another anchor smash here, but should end up dropping to the extra right clicks. regardless. Zach kept it on one side of the kinetic field, but level 1 glimpse. Slaughter only coming in now a little bit too late to return this into something.
Yeah, but now they rotate his supports, and this is going to give Nix Assassin even more experience. Already on level 4, outclassing the Tidehunter slightly in terms of like impact on the game, while still being a little bit behind. But it's a Nix Assassin. Like, he's doing fine. He doesn't need that many last support.
To block the pounds here, and they're doing quite well with that. Oh, until just now, he popped this. He popped the sprint, so he just phased right through. Another crush, and he's caught inside the shots. No way out of this one, but they do find the extra nuke down there. Getting the kill that they came here for. Now Ding Ding make the rotation. Misses that light strike array completely. But cannot miss the Laguna Blade.
Yeah, don't you know? Step 1, miss your stun. Step 2, press R.
Yeah, I followed that to the letter, essentially. But they got the Slug slowed down just before level 6. So.
Oh, Neek's top. Yeah, he's dead. He should be dead, right? Nope, nope. Okay, Life doesn't want to chase.
A little bit scary on the tower like that.
More the free kill though. He knew that they were pretty low on the bottom lane, so nobody could have TP'd in easily enough. But hey, Life is farming, sitting on top of the last chart compared to the stock with 37. He has 44, so I'm not sure. He must have something on the courier, right? No? Apparently not.
Wrestler? No. It's not.
I expected him to have some. Anyways, he will have something on the courier soon, so it counts. Well, looks like an arm in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen both builds. If anything, the Radiance build, the Oliver build, as I like to call it.
Yeah, Dusty Helm.
Out favor a little bit, and the Thunder Dominator. He will go in towards that Armlet, and then, well, we'll see if he wants to pick up a Desolator or just a Solar Crest. Both are equally powerful in the hands of the Lifestealer.
What you need to do is build Radiance into Dominator on Lifestealer. I tell you. You control one, you infest the other, control it as well, and they don't know which one is the real one. You just take two stun creeps, and you just go up stun people with Radiance. Nice.
One of them will have the Radiance burn on them though, around the creep.
Yeah, but they have to check.
Yeah. Or you can just disable the Radiance. Then you don't do as much damage.
No, it's about having the Radiance, but if they go on the wrong creep, you deal extra damage they can't dodge.
Okay.
Pub strats. Nobody clicks on heroes and pubs. We both know it.
I'm sure it's never gonna work in a real game.
It's gonna happen at one point and you will thank me. I'm a pioneer.
Some 2v2 lane down bottom, middle lane barriers hanging around. Trying to just keep the Lina away from the Zeus, I guess. As Sun is playing around with the Slaughter. Spotted his level 4, so... Getting some of his levels too, which is quite important. He also wants to finish up the Tranquil Boots at the very least, so... Far away from his hopes and dreams of getting the Blink back in. Meanwhile, down bottom, Zac caught by the Tusk. Shot block, but the Ravaging being used. Zooms back, keeps the Slaughter away as to finish up the Tusk. So, hey.
That was a pretty nice move. Utilizing the glimpse to the maximum against the Slug, not being able to toggle it off.
Continuing to be pressured here. Still keeping up in terms of net worth here, right up there with the Lina. As well as the Zeus in that same kind of area. Despite kind of being behind the last sets of Lifestealer, is just continuing to surge ahead as the Nyx Assassin can't really do too much more now.
Talking about surging ahead.
It's the haste rune.
It's a ding ding.
Damage there. Oh, that's a lot of burst damage. Not respect the Nyx Assassin showing up then.
Yeah, really nice timing on the Nyx, just being there, just existing for the Zeus. Zeus was surely dead without his help. And he's going straight for the rush on the Aghanim's on the Zeus. I think that's the right call here. Just to enhance the fighting ability with the Slug. Like, whoever you will find with the Slug, if you put a Nimbus on top of that, you get a kill.
Yeah. Should be the way it works. Well, for now, try to make another attempt down bottom, but they kind of half-assed it a little bit. pounds not connecting and things like that. They also had to go through a kinetic field, so
middle tower
make
is
things a little bit more
drowning.
awkward. But they might be able to might be able to try again. Titan. Actually, only 1 point up on Kraken Shell. It's mostly the ankle smash that's
under
an issue.
attack.
There we go. One, there's a jump. Coming in a second, and should be the Titan. They block themselves away though.
Oh, no.
Ah!
You were saying this should be an easy one? Sorry, you lagged out there for a second. I couldn't understand.
They let him out there. Like,
Yeah, that hurt.
messed it up so hard. But now and
Going on the Zeus.
straight up the Stack strong here. Stack showing us in level 6 in style. And Sim who also gets the deserved kill, even though Ding Ding tried to steal it away. Top lane at the same time. Okay, Lightfield. This time we went in. The tower jumps across. Rachel's still going, so straight up TP's out on the tower. Nothing to cancel it.
That's actually
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cute. If Disruptor kills the Zeus, he says, "Thunderous applause for me."
Never heard that before. That's quite something.
Yeah, how often do you see a Disruptor killing a Zeus, though?
It's very possible. It's a bit of a counter, as we just saw.
Yeah, but most of the time he doesn't get the last hit, so... That's the first. Oh, DD Shadow Demon on the tide. Good luck with that.
It's gonna be fine.
Yep, it's a tide. Hey, lots of levels for the Shadow Demon actually in the bottom 9. He's gonna reach level 6 with this. At a reasonable timing, like, Slaughter's still sitting on level 4, for example.
Under pressure.
It's way behind on this guy. Wants to have some extra space for himself. With Lifesteal there having the armor, you would think that he might want to start rotating around, but no one has any way of getting him into the fight just yet. Lina would be the closest one just because he's super fast. Oh, she's super fast, which he stacks up the Fiery Soul, but that's risky in its own right. So Lifesteal will hang around top, and Slaughter has to continue trying to find somewhere else to farm some levels, but that is not on that side of the map. It's a crush off with the Zeus. Oh, yeah, snack the kill with the ultimate. Place graded, I guess. Tanking the Nyx Assassin gank.
Yeah, could be worse. As long as your lifesteal doesn't die or your Lina doesn't die, I think you're doing fine. Especially on Slaughter. Like, he's level 4. Like, it's not like he lost anything. 175 gold is what they got for on the Zeus. Is that even worth the ultimate at that point? Probably not.
Oh well, it's cutting it close for sure. Just depends on how, if you could use that ultimate for a better kill later on, while it was the sun cooldown.
Sun top.
So again,
Good
this
save.
barrier made his way in time. Does have the ultimate to work with, but so does Lifestealer, so they end up going on him. Or they actually tried to use it for the pop on Nyx Assassin.
Level 1 ultimate time. That was pretty ambitious.
Well, doesn't get punished for it.
Oh no, it's the Slug Battle Fury build. I not like this at all.
The hell?
Not a fan.
Oh my god. This is like people building Battle Fury and Phantom Lancer. It just feels wrong.
It feels wrong, but on PL it makes more sense than on Slug.
Not a fan. Snowball here onto Ding Ding. Can't quite get a Let's Strike Array off. So they will be able to walk away, but guess what? This is a disruptor. Jumping back into Stack Storm, so no more stuns. Meanwhile, they did finish up the task. Nice little say defense disruption though onto him. Zeus ultimate. Almost bringing him down. Zac barely staying alive, and so is the Lina with the regional. Keeping her in the fight.
Gold for me.
Couple of ultimates used here. Almost getting 2 kills, but
Free task.
it's really good plays from Barrier here throughout this entire game.
Tower is under
Gotta give it to him.
attack. Oh, that would be a treat.
Slaughter's slowly recovering, but he's so far away from the Blink Dagger. Despite being 2k gold up, there's not much he can actually do. Tidehunter actually has a full mechanism completed with Arcane Boots halfway through the Blink, so this Tidehunter is actually going absolutely massive.
Yeah.
He has as much farm as the Slug, and as much as I want to speak for the Slug, and I feel like he is a really good hero in this game, he is not planning on utilizing the space from the Zeus. Like, instead he's going for that Battle Fury, meaning he can't just run on the other side of the map and get a kill with the Nimbus. And that will be happening once that's gold.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah.
is staggering. Like a
A little bit
drunk
dissonance there
sailor.
between these two item builds. So it's gonna be down to, I guess, the Nyx Assassin finding something.
Tower faces a stiff
I mean, that's also a decent enough combo, right? Nyx Assassin having that extra burst from the Zeus to help out.
Dire's middle tower
Should be
is
certainly
under
enough to kill
pressure.
heroes like Disruptor, maybe even Lina.
Is under attack.
Starter at this point before he tanks up a little bit more, just on the back of levels. He's still sitting at level 5. 60 minutes into the game, which is
Radiant's bottom tower
not
has
ideal,
rung its last
to say the
bell.
least.
Yeah, but at least he's on the way to level 6. It's not like he just popped it. Still, he's severely behind. Tusk at level 6, level 7 on Nyx Assassin. I guess his own Disruptor is level 8, which kind of makes up for it, but not an ideal scenario. They do smack up though.
Try and find something here. Shadow Demon. In decent position here, not to mention, but the rest of them have only now revealing themselves. And Ravage coming out, Madara dodges it, I believe, another with a Q, but it's also the same side Static Storm will be burst down. And his ultimate ends, the crush, still connects with Shadow Demon, and well, makes for 2 very easy kills. Bunch of ultimates used though, so maybe NPG they can
Radiant's
use that
tower
space.
is under attack.
put on some pressure of their own in the next minute or two.
Yeah, pressure is what they need, but they're falling behind more and more. Like 5k already, they might get a kill on Lina here. There's a Jules up there.
Well, punch still available. Not popping it, but doesn't even need it. Zeus gets that ultimate combo off to burst it down. Yes, of course, you always have. Oh no, they misses the crash. The rage not coming off in time from Lightning, and now punch down to half health. Zac should have dropped into one more right click or one more arc lightning. And that, well, he will still finish the job with the amplified damage. Nice little double crush now. A couple more right clicks, but there's no more rage. Infest in. One more. It's being dodged. Follow-up stun with the impels, and Assassin will be able to make its way out. Another rage available now, starting to get close to Vulcan. The shots, this time perfect to keep him safe, unless Daniel can somehow find another gush, but it's on cooldown still. The crush, dodging tiny by Madara. And, with the poison, eventually should be able to find the Slaughter. Just say that though, I mean, he's giving them a run for the money. And Hunter, not sure about this one. He didn't get the anchor smash off, so everyone was doing full damage for a while. Now, a lot of trouble. Abandoned by the rest of his team. Doing another kill over to Madara.
I found like all the kills they all the kills they gave away, both on the Slaughter and the Titan, were absolutely unnecessary. Lacked a lot of communication in team fight. They never really set up a ranked Tidehunter with the mech. They just couldn't accomplish anything, and then had a really shabby accent as well.
I think it's good. I mean, this Nyx Assassin proved to be quite a nuisance. I mean, just a little bit with the mistimed rages, just a little bit with the well-timed spike carapaces. Just, I mean, he only has 2 deaths, which is...
He's also rushing Aghanims.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Cobx ultimate still being kept track of. Look at this burst damage on the Slaughter, though. The rage coming out, the static storm on the Zeus, but slow down on Lifestealer here from that Shadow Demon again. Right position at the right time. Nice little beautiful Ravage on Lifestealer. He's armor togging so far, can infest to buy himself some extra space, and he does just that. 2-for-1 trade. So far, so good. Daniel with another blink forward, but also have the glimpse onto Vulcan, just burst down immediately. But Lifestealer, very, very careful to toggle properly. Will be fine. The Yules, Light Strike Array. Spike Carapace is there, slowing everything down, but not long enough. Double kill for Lina as Nyx Assassin standing around. Madara on the undertoggles. He's still alive somehow. And now the Light Strike Array just dies. What is happening?
Out toggled.
Throws and counter throws.
Broken.
Crazy good plays here. I choose that narrative.
Absolutely broken, I tell you.
Radiant's middle tower just keeled over.
Literal god.
That's just unkillable with Omelette. Yeah. Omelette's just one of those items that you can't do anything about. And it even got nerfed. Remember when Omelette was instant?
Oh yeah.
That was even more broken, where you literally could not die if you played correct.
Yeah. Even then, still, like nowadays, a lot of It will spell like Dark Tag with some good damage over time. You'd figure you'd be able to get him with that, but well, I guess not. Enough AoE stuns to also hold him in place for a little while, buy more space. And now, okay. It's an Invis Nick.
I feel like if you're up against a Titan and a Lifestealer in such a lineup, what would be needed instead of like an Aghanim's rush on the Nyx Assassin would be like a Spirit Vessel. You can not only restrict the mechanism on the Titan, you can also get rid of that. You can it does affect the armor, it does affect the lifesteal in general with his lifesteal.
Yeah.
So I would say that is just an insane item to have, but unfortunately he did go for that Aghanim's, and I even know what that Aghanim's is supposed to do for him.
Sorry, looking ahead at like, oh yeah, we have to defend our high ground, and it would come in very, very handy as it stands mid lane. Ding ding. Well, stunned up, and there's also Nimbus here, almost being burst down by that magic damage, but Dara twice. About going in there. Don't have a Shadow Blade to help you out. Well, might still have a fight coming in. He taps on the next assassin just with that corrosive haze. And Daniel also has a friend inside. And look at Slaughter. I mean, we talked about him having no levels and no money just a little while ago, but with that last fight, he's only 150 gold away from his own Blink Dagger. This is where things get really interesting.
Yeah, they will have so much mobility, especially with the Slaughter, because that allows your Slaughter to run in the front line or blink in the front line, stun somebody, get a lot of heroes committing on him, and then you jump second with Lifestealer, Ravage, Tidehunter. Yeah. And then you just run over them. So I like this combination. They always have to back up on the Disruptor. They always have to lean in the backline dealing damage with the Shadowblade and the Yules. So defensive spells, check. Big teamfight ultimate like Ravage, check. Damage from Lifestealer, check. They can also push tires with the Desolate on him.
This drops of theirs really coming into their own now. NPG, like, there are a few answers to this. I mean, they have a Battle Fury Slog, so he should be farming, and he is, but what is he farming for? The Shadow Blade, which you could have had already. And even that is not really going to change the predicament, because, well, they're running into a 5-man lineup. And that's something that Slog doesn't want to fight at best of times.
Free tire as well, no deny. Aghanim's on each assassin will not be enough to defend the tires at all. It helps against heroes like Tide, but that is about it. Like, if you get lucky, you cancel Blink, but they're gonna have Erosion up and running for them, and they're fairly fast, especially with the C stealing everybody out. Unless this is contested and at least get something out of it, I feel like EG is just gonna secure the bottom tire as well, and then they're gonna slowly run on the high ground.
Up a little bit here with that open wounds. And look at this, Sun coming in. He gets Ravage throwing straight into the sentry. Zeus ultimates, still not quite enough. And one more right click, he turns into the burrow, but yeah, they do have enough to at least get the agents to also find Ding Ding. But now Lifesteal is back. They have the Static Storm. Vulcan should end up dropping. Zach defends himself with that. Meanwhile in the back though, what you done there? They brought down. And Madara actually coming in from the back as well. Finding Zack as he tries to return to help his team, so very successful contest actually after the fact from MPG, despite the next assassin running in like that.
Good goal change, 1,500 across the board. It's still a 7k gold lead though, and it's, again, this is the first kind of step they made. It's both game 2 and game 3 looked so centered around EG, it almost felt like MPG caught them off guard in game 1. Game 2, you can't blame it completely on the draft with the Timber Sword. It was an absolute disaster. Looking at this game though, they should technically they have like a feasible draft. I'm not a fan of the item builds they made, but only looking at the heroes, I would favor them over EG.
Alright, that's what we were talking about. Such an easy kill for Nyx Assassin with a Vendetta hit, big mana burn, and then the Nimbus just to snap the kill in true Zeus fashion. Now, looking to charge down at this tier 1 mid. Only second tower they would take. It's not a half health. Top tier 1 still a completely full health. So let's have some catching up to do in that regard compared to EG.
Yeah, slowly crouching into this game, back into this game is better than full out team fighting against a Tidehunter. That's certainty. Try to go on the Slaughter top, but there's a surprise package in there. Ooh, and wastes the Nimbus as well.
Yep. Embrance gaming. They have to be careful not to be caught stuck in a loop here, where they just, oh yeah, lose one hero. All right, I guess we spread out and farm. Then lose another hero. Oh, I guess we have to keep farming and spreading out, and then the cycle continues, right? Because this is exactly the kind of game that NPG wants to play, between the Slark, who now has Shadowblade, and of course the next assassin. Is being able to help out whenever.
The answer should be smoke gank.
Yeah, just group up, smoke gank, get a kill, get a tower, and just use your team fight. Be bold. Just blink in with Ravage, blink in with a crush.
Yeah. Be bold, be fast like lightning, and they have the perfect hero for the art setup as well. And they get a nice 3D board.
Oh, good catch. The map is completely dark for the Dire, apart from the vision on their side here. They didn't have a high ground ward.
Yeah.
Behind the tier 1 tower and bottom for some reason.
I like that synergy actually with the Slug, because it allows Slug to move freely across the map. They not only know where the wards are, they also can deward them fairly easy with disease, and that's like 2 heroes with a lot of synergy. Like, if not mentioned already, if you go around with Nyx Assassin or Slug, you find anyone with Nimbus and Ultimate, you get a free kill.
Yeah.
That's basically, you're running around on Nyx Assassin with a Dagon level 4 at 27 minutes.
See that come into play here. So does see Zac, but also see a few other heroes. A little bit too risky to go on that. Buying a lot of time for the Slark to just keep getting bigger and better.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Oh.
Again, this is just these gank attempts. Nobody wants to commit. Nobody wants to fight.
Yeah. How long is Lifesteal been inside the Slaughter?
He jumped out about a minute ago, and it was. Let's just say it was still off of cooldown after being infested so long, so you could use it straight away.
Okay. There's the smoke we were asking about. This one being seen though, so they pick it up now. Ding ding. Did they notice though? That's the next question. They do confirm that now though.
Dire's top
Very frustrating play against the Zeus like that. Still going forward.
Same as you, Tidehunter.
So just a little bit quicker. They might have still caught Madara there on the way out.
Sniffed out. Established some vision, even though it's fairly obvious. Probably will likely get dewarded. They want to get rid of this last T2. They want to restrict the Slug as much as possible. Like, we see that pretty common against heroes like Slug, against heroes like Troll Warlord and whatnot, where you just restrict them to their base so they can't freely roam around the map. Next step would be shrines. That means taking a T3 though. For that they need Roche, and for fighting Roche they would actually have to like a plan for those team fights. Right now it's like Lifestealer runs at people and we have Tide if something goes wrong.
Tide stunned up.
Tower is drowning.
Just proc his first Kraken Shell thing. I can put on a lot of damage here before it gets another one. So
You make it sound like it's balanced and it actually has a limit.
He hasn't even actually maxed it out yet. You only put the 1 point up in early. They maxed out the other spells first, but yeah, they have quite some kind of thing to go into here. Nyx Assassin sitting right next to the tower in his old burrow form. They don't want to risk it. I don't know, do you agree with this move back, or should they just have pulled the trigger and said, screw it, let's try?
I'm not quite sure. I think backing off might be the sensible choice. However, they're up against the Battle Fury Slug. And they knew about this from the very beginning, so they need more tempo, feels like it. On the other hand, Slug is not doing that much for them. And Lifestealer, he's getting to these items. Now the Soda Crest will finish up. Foamy already has the Armored Desolator SNY. Lots of stats going his way. So time should play for them, but they have to be really careful how they approach the next few fights.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what stage in game, with this build from a Lifestealer and with the start on the field. Oh, it's done. The dodge actually turns a fight here. Nimbus double crush though, and that is a dead Nyx. Despite that by Carapace touching one of these damage instances, now Madara also run. They do keep track of him here, purging off the Ravage as well as that amplified damage. can't quite reapply it. Another blink available now, keeping tabs, keeping eyes. Another quick purge, but the crush cannot be taken off now. Follow up with the light strike array, and this should be that slot. It is indeed. They also caught Tusk in the meantime on the backlines. This was what they were waiting for, what they were hoping for. An overextension from the Nyx Assassin, just plopping down random sentries everywhere. Not even everywhere, it's just the one there. They have another one in mids.
Precision.
That's about it.
Only need one to catch him.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you drop down two if you can catch him with one?
No, not this
Yeah,
time. Don't straight high ground.
that's
Desolator also helps with the tower push. That Nimbus will prevent them going into that particular angle, but the cross. Speaking of links here, I'm not sure about this one, Nyx Assassin. Follow up Josh, brought down nice defensive disruption here, can get the spike carapace up, but still ends up dropping. DKB said, nope, I don't care about the shenanigans. Tower's not quite dead just yet, but with catapults still blinking away. We'll be able to finish that job, and now another double crush here. Nice to slow down, but not long enough. Barrier. Nice to pick up from the snowball, delaying the inevitable. Dropping so low, but it's that low enough. Daniel looks like he'll be the sacrifice as the buyback was forced out. Another Nimbus plop down. Embrance came in, they got so much out of that push.
Yeah, they got a lot of this, but looking at the network chart, or looking at the network in general, they didn't actually get that much. Like, they were further ahead, had a little bit of a, not a destroy, but a little bit of a really bad team fight. Now they're slowly crouching back in. However, it opens up the shrines, and the shrines are so important if you want to secure that ration, especially the top one. The radiant one at bottom you can pretty much ignore. But just limiting your enemy to one specific approach to the rage pit, which would be directly either from front here or from front and river over here, like you basically have this kind of cone of vision. I'm gonna mark that fancy for you. This kind of cone of vision right to rage pit, which you know you're gonna be fine at.
Top tower is about to take the plunge.
Well, get the glimpse, get the Nyx Assassin, no way out of this one.
Monster kill!
Okay, we'll lose the tier 1 tower top.
Top tower is gone.
Big creep wave, double catapults, Madara also helping shot that out. And that will turn into tier 2 unless it's being responded to very easily. That's why we have Tidehunter making his way there
Dire's
already.
top tower is about to take the plunge.
Yeah, need a rage respawn.
Though, so, yeah. We'll come back. Yeah, 1 minute, 10 seconds left on the clock.
Just
But yeah,
again, it
Tidehunter-
absolutely feels like it just feels like this slug is not doing enough at all. Like he has Battle Fury and Silver Edge, which gives him okay stats, but now he's looking for BKB as a defensive item. Where's his damage?
Link across here, and just gets 2-shot on that Shadow Demon here. Vulcan, not too much longer. He and Slug is trying to fight, but now sitting inside the Static Storm. Lifestealer way too tanky, and another last hit on an important core for Zac. Help with that Static Storm, so Lifestealer just... Oh, whoa, what the hell was that? Tried to time it here for Lifestealer with the armor toggle.
Debated. But yeah. Last time I finally claimed. Not much up yet. They still have the Revenant to work with, and Tide is not around.
The most impressive part is to do their outfit damage. It's also some people commitment from MVP. Spread out a little bit. That cost them. This is costing them too. Another crush. Dead Zeus. And 75 seconds on the sideline. Down for the count. No buyback. Same for the Slug. So. And look at this. Lina just almost killing the Nyx Assassin. Blink forward. Decided to want to try and finish the job. But yeah, just creating space for the Lifestealer to work away at these creeps and eventually the tower. Having a bit of a rough time with it right now. Then Crush though. Kill heroes and Ravage being used just for a task. Defensive Disruption though will help him out quite a bit. And he gets a blink into the Glimpse back, so never mind. The snowball though! Such a back and forth roller coaster of emotions, but he'll still end up right next to Daniel. Good forward, right clicks. Dead. Madara though, they bought enough time for him to come back. Trying to work his magic against inside the Static Storm. He's amplified up. Lifestealer banished. Another crush here could not prevent it against the barrier. Another glimpse, cannot get rid of that. Nice little double stun though, as Sun comes in trying to salvage this fight. Desperately trying to kill the lifestealer and successful. A lot of money going the other way, but the triple crush, the Lena taking over the front lines. 1 down, 2 down, making a third one. Spike Carapace just coming off cooldown. BKB not used for ding ding, but buybacks galore. Another Dragon Slave for another kill. This particular stun though, dodged from Madara. BKB comes out now as Ding Ding finds himself alone in the hands of that right clicker, the man fighter. That he cannot deal with. Another Link, another crush. But EG, Embrance Gaming, slowly running out of steam. Very slowly, but they did it in the end. 4 heroes down, only lifestealer to survive, and all they really got was range tracks.
Call me crazy, but that was actually worth it. losing tracks in that scenario and still coming out ahead with plus 6k net worth over the course of such a long fight, that is a big win for you.
3 buybacks and cooldown though. You can't force any now, then the next fight will be impossible to replicate.
They do get the Roach though, and who needs buyback if you don't die anyways?
At the same time, if you die twice, I mean, it's enough burst damage on Embrance Gaming. These 5 seconds that you take to respawn, like, would be enough for them to claim the rest of your team. And at that point, you just die twice. Especially without a BKB and the thing's lag. He's working on it, but a little bit far away.
Yeah, you have to prioritize it over other items. And with other items, I mean, well, basically Silver Edge, because he needs to proc that passive. There's 3 heroes where it works out, 4 heroes where it works out great. Big question is though, is the Slug enough late game when there's still burst damage on field? He's not tanky by any means, even though with the Aegis, so Lena can burst him down easily if she does 1 stun.
Yep.
And now would be perfect to do some smoke ganking.
Has smokes left. I have one on Disruptor. Oh, look at this bottom too as well. The DD rune spawning. If they scout that out, they just say, yeah, let's go, wouldn't they? I mean, despite the Aegis.
Yeah, why not? With the corrosive haze, Lena deals a truckload of damage on every hit, despite not having a single damage item yet.
BKB Slug able to flash harm it. Last bit of 1500 gold or whatever that he needed. Might have also sold something, I don't know. As it stands, he does have the defensive utility available, which makes things a little bit more awkward, but he can still be caught out. If he does not time his Q properly to just dispel the corrosive haze, he'd still end up dying to the straight up right clicks.
Yeah, it's all about the physical damage. The magic is just amplified to finish off lowly supports. Like get rid of the Tusk, get rid of the Shadow Demon. The Shadow Demon slow is actually pretty heavy against the lifesteal because you can't dispel that with Rage.
Yeah. Seen that a couple of times here. Where F just tried to get close to somebody, but it took him a lot longer than he hoped. This is the key. I mean, we talked about it. All this minus armor between him as well as the Slaughter. Like anyone he gets to, he just hits twice, will just fall over.
Yeah, and it's another scouting ultimate. They really can't do anything on the side of MPG. You sit in your base, you farm up, you hope Slug maybe find someone, but that is your best hope. And we're approaching the really late game, and then you're up against Lifesteal and Slaughter against the Slug and Enix, maybe? There's no real physical or no secondary physical carry for an MPG, and late game wise, life is a little bit more scary than Slug.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack. A gift from the Tempest
Because of the difference in tankiness, especially with that Heart of Tarak finished up. He's been dropping kind of low here with his head to arm toggle, which gets more dangerous the later the game goes. So now he'll be able to just walk a little bit further back, heal up entirely, come right back in.
I think one of my favorite item combinations is actually just going armlet together with a heart, because you can always keep it on.
Oh yeah.
It's so valuable, even though he has it off right now. Okay. It's about the stats. It's all about the stats.
He's armed it on. He's sitting at like what 4.8k up points.
Yeah, gives you 600 roughly. Just 5k health on a lifesteal without any amplify.
Alright, so next Roshan. Still gonna be a while. Probably just waiting in this very ages out, so that'll be expiring in 1 minute. I would assume that's when Embrance Gaming wants to just say, hey, this is our time. We can shine now. If you look at the buyback status, I mean, it's still looking rather grim, even in 1 minute.
Yeah, but look at the net worth. We were at 15k, now we're at 5k, so they effectively cut it and cut 2/3 away from the lead. Starting to recover. It's all about endurance, and Slug is, despite us still not liking the Battle Fury, he is farming faster than EG here.
What items can you get though to significantly change team fights now? I mean, I feel like the BKB has been the biggest timing, and he still has that
like
potential.
Abyssal into Nullifier is what he needs. He needs to be able to get rid of the Tide Hunter in the fight or something. So he has a Grief though, so that's why the Nullifier is so important for him. So he runs in, he nullifies, he stuns the Tide Hunter, just keeps hitting with BKB, stealing all his agility and health away. So Snark can freely rotate around in the fight, and Tide Hunter won't just destroy a team.
That's a pause.
42 minutes.
Smoked up lineup walking in towards where the Slark is right now. If he's greedy, if he wants to farm this next camp, he should straight up that. And he does not have buyback for another 1.5 minutes. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth, but yeah, he's not greedy. This is
non-greedy Slark, yeah. They were sniffing it out. Again, they see nobody contesting this on top. They see pretty much nobody anyone on the map, so fairly obvious smoking. That's the 4th time the Zeus scouts it out. I just know that he scouts it a lot, gangster. Oh no, they ganked the illusion. Charge!
I mean, at this point he's just using the Zeus ult on the cooldown to figure out where everyone is. Not really the biggest damage dealer in the teamfight anymore.
Yeah, unless you hit 5 heroes with the static field. It's not really relevant at all. Just decide to go for the sheepstick over the refresher, and that's a common thing we see in Zeus players. So most would go for that refresher because double Nimbus is just absolutely crazy in a fight, especially if you build it at Octarine. However, sheepstick will offer you so much more in this fight. You get rid of the D-Neg, you get rid of the Tide Hunter, you get rid of the lifesteal.
And the longer the game goes, the more these few seconds matter. Especially with Slark getting bigger and better, the longer the fight goes on, the longer you can wail away at people and just burst them down one after the other.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
Rip Smoke, well, it's nice knowing you. How did that happen?
Where was that? I have no idea.
Oh, that was sneaks in the rush pit on the transition. Over here.
Huh. And he beat straight back home. Right. Pretty good catch. Normal smokes to obfuscate the exact positioning.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Now they're settling for the shrines. Will they wait for the next Roshan to come along and claim it themselves? We could certainly fight around the Roche pit.
They can definitely fight around the Roche pit, but they always run into that Ravage, and I think it's the deciding factor. The moment we see a good Ravage, the Lina will just make any short work out of the Zeus and anyone. Yeah, no, oh god, look at the damage Life is already dealing. They're gonna do this. They're gonna wait for every rage and
bit of miscommunication. Blink Ravage hits everybody, but no one's there to follow up. Now they're coming in. Dara though already. Still singing out the Static Storm, can pop the BKB whenever if there wasn't an Aghanim Scepter. Oh, the Disruptor with the big plays. Buyback is available now though, so he can come back as necessary. Tide Hunter not so much, and now Lina also caught.
Face up to your mortality.
Ah, that was
Questionable Ravage. Very
I
questionable
was not
Ravage.
ready for that at all. Like Elsa would have said, Ravage, blah, 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 but it's like you can't even hype up that play because it was a bad one, even though it catches everybody. But you have to have your team behind you to actually kill everyone.
Yeah,
Not team
that
kills,
was a
it
big
didn't catch
miss.
Ravage.
Yeah, that's why you have the question mark.
Comment on it.
Yeah, that's like, Ravage? Hello? What is happening? Why? It's... Yeah. I feel like it was a great Ravage.
Yeah,
It just didn't have any follow-up.
which made it
If the
not
team
great.
was in place, that would have... No, like, it was its own kind of great. You know?
No. A great Ravage is one that leads to many kills. Let's
Well,
say
it had the potential.
Yeah, but it didn't fulfill it, so it wasn't.
Just what I need.
But
Well, I
arguably,
really want to sell this Ravage. But yeah, it cuts the lead to almost nothing. It's 3k gold now. That gave a lot of money away to both the Zeus and the Slug. We have all 4 cores now on the same amount of money, with Nyx Assassin and Tide Hunter respectively stacking up behind it with 14k. And we have a lot of levels picked up as well. As I believe Zeus, yeah, he took the arc lightning damage, pretty much the standard Zeus talents. Nothing to see there. And on Slug, we did see the Essence Shift Duration, yeah, pretty standard as well. Next 25 would be the Nyx Assassin coming up. That is the interesting one. 100 agility, my friend.
Yeah. So
Or
basically
unobstructed pathing, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So
Top lane,
bad.
you know, been going on lifesteal following in, but it's only the working way. But 100 agility is crazy because you all of a sudden you start hitting at like twice a second or something at least for 200 damage. And you gain a lot of
Yeah, I mean,
armor,
it will-
which is always in this
It just straight up doubles his agility. It just makes Nyx Assassin not a carry, but it is 100 damage, don't forget about it.
Yep. Alright. Roshan's back up. And then scattered it out. The minus armor. They even have a DD rune on the slaughter. But hey. Also one for an extra night vision against the slaughter like that too. That's okay, actually. We able to
Yeah,
scout
1000
out-
night vision. Oh yeah, with a gem. We Night Stalker now.
Yeah, pretty much. One thing missing is the flying vision. Aegis, Cheese, and Refresh Shot now. Cheese and Lifestealer, I agree with that. Aegis on the Lena. And Refresher on the Titan. So how do you stop this push now?
Well, you hope that Tide Hunter won't communicate with his team and does the same stuff again. That could work.
But
Yeah,
now
I
he's
think it's
two
highly
Ravens. You don't have them
timed.
in place long enough for them for the rest of the team to catch up.
Yeah, I think it's highly timed. They're about to lose like immediate ranks. There's a 7k gold lead again for EG for the 3rd or 4th time in this game. I don't even remember at this point. But it seems like we're pushing top, so they want that last tower as well.
Dyer's bottom
Sun
tower
sitting
is
up as
about
much
to
as he can
fall.
next year, but all he needs to do is rage, hit the tower.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Nothing you can do about that.
And then this time for the count as well. And now it's just slow siege with every rage he has. As soon as the rage is up, he goes to the building, hits it 2 or 3 times, and then he goes back. And with the cheese in the backpack, there should be nothing happening to him. He's almost level 25 too, so he has that +2 rage duration available if he wants it.
I'll wait for that. I mean, there's any reason to go for the piece damage. There's no big strength heroes, no big super tank
Yeah,
heroes.
not in this game. There is some reasons, but not in this game.
The highest health is Slada with 2.2k or 2.4k with strength threads. That's not really worth it. Look at this, I like this. Smoke all the way to the other side, and MPD is still expecting them to be somewhere else, so they're trying
Are under attack.
burst down as Minrex showing himself, but there's a blink, there's a crush, there's a static storm. Zeus down, there's good Ravage here, number 1, Ravage number 2. Slada, oh no, Sparky does not have
No buyback.
What did he spend that money on?
Not having buyback
Oh.
at 50 minutes.
Yeah, this is the kind of conclusion that we expected, I guess. But I mean, with buyback, Zeus had buyback. He was ready to fight again, and both Ravages were used. Slada comes. about it. Slark comes back there. Maybe they have a shot. It would have been super hard, but